Alright, thanks for checking out our channel here. This is going to be maybe a repair video of how to repair one of these things. This is a Gallagher Ranch King 110 volt. They make made a solar one too called a Ranch King Solar. So it's kind of an oddball model. These were not sold for very long. They were produced from, I don't know, we'll find out here in a second how old this one is. But first, there's our information right there. So if you ever got a unit needs to be worked on, whatever brand it is, look us up, and happy to work on something for you. We free quotes and 18-month repair warranties on whatever we work on the repairs. And no matter how old it is, a 15, 30-year-old unit, 40-year-old unit, they all get 18-month warranties. So, all right. So this is the Ranch King Solar. Oh shoot, I think it's an 05 model. These were produced. These are the first time I ever heard the model name Ranch King. It was like 15 years ago, 10 years ago. It's been a while. And some guy called me and said, "Hey, I got a Ranch King, I want to send to you for repair." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, what brand is it?" He's like, "It's Gallagher." And I said, "Gallagher Ranch King?" I said, "Huh, that's an odd name." I said, "I haven't heard of that one before." Said, "Well, it's had it for a little while, blah, blah, blah." Something is this great Ranch King. I think it's this great big monster unit. And then I go back and I look in my spec sheet, and the Ranch King is on my spec sheet, and it's a 1.1 stored joule unit, like half the 0.7 joule output. So it's a pretty small unit for, I mean, it's designed to do a certain area, so it'll do fine for what it's designed to do. But I thought it was Ranch King, so I thought this thing was like a 30 joule unit made for like 600 acres or whatever. But let's tear into it and see what we got going on. These weren't produced for very long. Gallagher sold them here in the States for a little bit, and then phased them out. They were kind of I think a marketing unit just for a certain while, for a certain set of stores in a certain region of the United States, I guess. So they weren't long-lived. Something loose inside, so let's see what the heck it is. Well, got some corrosion in there. Maybe it's gotten wet. I could hear something moving around. There's what was moving around, so maybe it's just that. We changed out the green bulb, the light bulb there. The neon bulb's burned out a little bit, so we'll change out that bulb at the same time. A lot of small Gallagher plugins from this generation were all shaped like this, a similar setups on the inside, maybe different transformers or different capacitors. But yeah, this resistor I think is good, but the solder joints were loose, bad, whatever you call it. Let's see if the leads are long enough that we can reuse it. Should be long enough. Look pretty clean. Now let's add a little arcing going. Let's see if I get another another resistor. Watt, 10 ohm. Yep. So let's put a new one on there. One's got new leads and stuff. I gotta pull the solder off. We'll check the capacitor too, since it is a 16-year-old unit. We'll check the capacitor, see if it's good, or make sure it's still good. And then we'll change out that green bulb that's burned up or burned out. Let's get this on here first. Oop, wrong one. Need a new one. And I actually might even have a brand new board in stock for this unit, so I got to go there and look here in a minute. I'm not going to look this right now. We'll try to fix the board first and then proceed from there. Let's go ahead and change out that bulb too. It's a green neon. It's a neon bulb. It looks white, and then it glows green, like neon. When neon tubes are white, and when power goes through them a certain way or whatever, a certain gas or whatever's inside there, it turns green, like makes it glow green. And you can see it's kind of burned out. It's supposed to be all white, and it's kind of darkened up a little bit. Probably still work. That won't keep the unit from working. It just won't be as bright as it should be. Here, let's see if I can find a different color besides green. So here, we'll try this. No, I can't use a white bulb because that won't show up very well. I got a white one, a blue one, a green one. I don't know the colors we got for neon bulbs. Now let's do yellow. Yellow might look kind of cool. Do a yellow neon bulb. Doesn't matter to the unit as long as it works. Customer might be like, what the hell? What was it yellow for? Because that's the color I put in there. Okay, solder this up. All right. And we'll snip off the excess. See what size capacitor this is. I can't see. It is an 8 microfarad capacitor. Let's see what we got out of it. Alright, see, it says it should be 8. Let's see what it reads. No polarity to it. It's way off the deep end. So either that is bad or something's causing it to read bad. Let's snip it off, and then we'll that way you can take it out of circuit real quick. Let's go across one leg and across the other. That's reading 4, almost 5. So we'll go ahead and change it. Might as well, because that's where part of your joules comes from, is the capacitor. Let me see what we got for capacitors real quick. I got one here. I think this will probably work. Maybe, we'll see it. It's a 10 microfarad and it reads 9.6. So the thing I got to do now is make sure it's going to fit in the case. I don't like using that one. Let me go look real quick at another one. Here's one we're going to use. We're going to use a 10 microfarad 900 volt. I think the one that was in there was 8 microfarad 900 volts, so this one will work just fine. Alright, so we're going to because it's a little bit different shape, so I got to figure out how we want to mount the capacitor in there. Okay, so if I set it like right there, like that, you can still zip tie it. I'm just going to have to solder some wire from there to there. Let me go grab a cable tie real quick. Okay, so we're going to, there's no polarity to the capacitor, so that part doesn't matter. I'm just going to, come on, let's get this cable tie to run through the case here, or run through the board. Alright, so now, good thing about this capacitor is a little bit stouter. It's a 10 versus an 8 on the microfarad, but this transformer that's in here was used in up to the M400, which was a 3.7 joule unit, whatever. So with this maybe bumping this up to maybe a 1.5 joule versus a 1.1. There's plenty of the transformer should be able to handle this just fine with no problems, and actually make the unit a little stronger than what it was. So shouldn't have any issues there. As long as the rest of the board's good, this should hopefully be hopefully this is all that's wrong with it and be a nice easy fix. So we're gonna cut that just a little long. We'll pull off the insulation, and then we'll go over here and do the same thing on the other side, or the other terminal of the capacitor. Add a little solder here. Blend the two together. And there is no polarity to these capacitors, so it doesn't matter which wire goes where, as long as you don't put them together at on the same terminal. Alright, so now I'm going to bend this wire down like this. Cut off the extra that, I don't know, I'd rather have it just a little too long than not quite long enough. Now we're going to solder capacitor wires and everything right to the terminal. That one's good. Alright, well, that's at the moment, that's all I can see that was really weak or wrong. So we'll go ahead and we'll slap the board back in here. Plug my cord back onto the terminals. Plugging in, and what should happen, I think this is like the yellow light bulbs here now instead of green, which is just the color. This terminal's pretty tarnished up, so we'll go and clean plug it in the power strip, turn the power strip on, hopefully it goes to working. Looks pretty good, just what kind of spark we get out of it. Doesn't show up on the screen very well at all. Strong little unit for what it is. It's a stout little thing. So let's test the output. $10,000. I think my chart says 11. So this one's good to go. You can see it's got a little bit of crust built up in there. Some maybe the environment that the unit's sitting in, or actually got a little water in it. I don't know. But it doesn't look too bad. See how that light bulb looks when we close the lid on it. I always hate this case on this unit. Always sucks to kind of mess with. Come on. There we go. Hope I did break something doing that, but let's see what happens when I plug it in. Looks good. See the bulb flashing nice and bright. I need to find another red knob. We're missing the red knob, which isn't a big deal, but if they dropped it and misplaced it, let's see if I got another knob for it here. All the Gallagher units from back in the day from this generation all had the same knob. That's wrong one. Here, I got a yellow knob. You know, watch, it came off like a M800 or B600 or something like that. We'll give them that one. I don't know if they need it or not. They may have it maybe it's on their bench at their garage or something. Let's clean this cover up for them a little bit. Don't try to make them look that pretty, but just clean up where I can read it again. I'll put the screw back in it where the heck it went. Well, that one's good to go. So hopefully you like this kind of stuff. This was a fairly simple, straightforward repair for this unit. So put this 15 to 16 year old unit back on the fence and go back to work. Hopefully another 10-15 years. So well, hopefully you like this kind of stuff. Check us out on Facebook, Facebook/FencerFixer. Subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, like this kind of stuff. If you got a fence charger to be worked on, we'll take a look at it for you. So until next time, we'll see you guys later on.